And good Saturday evening to you, and welcome to the Tony's Pizza Event Center as the Salina Liberty kick off the 2023 Champions Indoor Football season tonight against the Topeka Tropics. Of course, the Liberty, the reigning champions of the CIF. Sam Henderson joined alongside Brian Berner here tonight, bringing you all the action. And Brian, well, this Salina team coming off its first franchise championship, they're returning a lot of guys from last year's team.
Have a number of guys that are coming back, some key players that will be a very important cog to what goes on here. Interesting thing will be you've got a new quarterback that will be in. So, guy that's only been in a few days, had a few practices underneath his belt, but Coach O'Neill is very high on this young man. He brings in a lot of experience. Coming from Virginia Tech, and that is one Gerard Evans. So it'll be interesting to see, how he handles things. He does have indoor experience, in a couple prior years, but how well can he mesh with this veteran group of receivers?
Yeah, that's a good question, and we'll hopefully figure out the answer tonight. Those veteran receivers you mentioned, Fast Ed Smith is back alongside Anthony Love. D-Wash also back. Demarius Washington for the Salina Liberty. Salina started the year 4-3 last year. They rounded it off with 5 wins in a row, including the playoffs and the championship win. The Topeka Tropics, back for their second season in the Champions Indoor Football League. They went 0-10 last year, so still looking for the first victory in franchise history for the team just down the interstate to the east. Topeka, pretty much a brand new team this year. I mean, a lot of turnover on that roster for them.
Yeah, it really is. And not only that, this was a team that played last year, went 0-10, and they disbanded. They left the league. New ownership said, hey, let's get this. Let's not lose indoor football in Topeka. So some new owners stepped up. The Tropics are back alive. And really, you look at this, it is a much more athletic-looking team than we saw in the 2 appearances last year.
Not to mention the cool-looking new helmets they have as well.
They are very tropical.
Added some decals to their helmets, did the Tropics. We're about set for kickoff. Salina going to kick off to the Tropics. One thing to note, Salina's kicker, Michael Persley, suffered a pregame injury, so it looks like it's D-Wash, Demarius Washington, who has been tabbed as the team's new kicker on the fly, and he sends a line drive, and it's brought back by Topeka. Number 22, Ryan Amon, brings it out past the 15, looks about the 17-yard line where the Tropics will begin their first drive.
Really, for D-Wash having to step up, not a bad kick, because the philosophy of a lot of these kickers on indoors is trying to just get a line drive, let it bounce, kind of see where things will go. He put it down in the corner, really got some pretty good coverage, but it was a good return that time by Ryan Amon to get that ball out to about the, the 18-yard line.
1st and 10 for Topeka. The quarterback, Lorenz Stefan. They're pretty excited about him. He played out at a league in the Western United States, an indoor league, and his first pass is complete. Finds his receiver at midfield, and that's Max Novak. But Stefan set a league record in the American West Football Conference, the league he played in last year, threw 10 touchdowns in one game last year out there in the league. Came over to Topeka during the offseason, and the folks in the Topeka organization really excited about him, and he starts his day off with a completion.
Takes that high percentage pass out to the flank, so it's a good way to start. We'll see now, can this line of defense step up here as they're at midfield.
Stefan takes a snap, faked as if he was going to run, gets his receiver out there on the boundary. It's Julian Walker, and we'll set up a 3rd down for Topeka. Topeka last year was the league's worst offense, 8th out of 8 teams in scoring offense. Meanwhile, Salina had the best defense in the league last year, so an interesting dynamic here today.
Salina has done a great job defensively over these last few years. Again, missing a few pieces, relatively new defensive backfield.
Pre-snap penalty. It's looking like it's going to go on Topeka, some pre-snap movement.
So first penalty of the season goes against the Tropics.
Which makes it go from 3rd and short to 3rd and medium range. Just about a 3rd and 7 or so from the Topeka 22-yard line. as we kick off this 2023 Champions Indoor Football season. Stefan in the lone shotgun. Takes a snap, some play action. Finds man right over the middle. And taking it inside the 10 is number 10, Ryan Martinez, the team's leading receiver from last year. He's one of about 2 or 3 guys that came back from last year's squad. And he's got Topeka in business inside the 10.
Big hit by Detre Matthews on that stop, but great recognition by Topeka. Quarterback was able to check off a number of his options and find the open man just wide open in the middle of the field.
First and goal. Stefan scans. Another boundary pass complete. Novak again. Now this Salina Liberty defense, like I mentioned, best defense in the league last year, allowed just about 25 points per game last season, which for a 50-yard football field, that's a pretty low number. I mean, that is quite an accomplishment from the defense last year, so we'll see how they buckle down in the red zone here.
I'll be interested to see right now Javante Matthew, number 24. Little fire plug of a running back for Topeka is checked into the game. He'll be the lone setback.
Second and goal. Topeka trying to strike first.
I sense a quick draw here.
It's a toss to the right, and Salina sniffs it out. Nice stop there by the Liberty.
Kind of wonder, it might be movement in the box that time, illegal defense against Salina. That flag coming from deep in the backfield.
It was Shaq Bradford that was in the backfield there. You are correct, an illegal defense, half the distance to the goal.
Makes me 1 for 1 on the season so far.
A great batting average. Second and goal. Inside the 5 now are the Tropics following the penalty. Stefan with the snap, looking to throw. Flushed out of the pocket, has got some pressure on him and just heaves it toward the end zone. A bobble and no catch. An incompletion forces third and goal.
That end zone was so crowded. I kind of like that previous play call where they did that toss out to Matthew. Reason being, if you overload that end zone with the receivers, you've got a tendency to create some extra space coming around that edge.
Big play here, third and goal. Salina defense with their backs against the wall. Outside handoff and into the end zone for the touchdown. Javante Matthew and the Tropics get on the board.
It wasn't quite the play that I had designed in my head, but the result kind of proved the same. Go ahead and take that back. Again, overload the receivers. Your defensive backs are going to play that one-on-one type coverage, or even if they're in a zone, you're opening that space. Matthew just kind of came across, took that ball, and was able to work his way in.
Yeah, some good ball carrier vision on behalf of Matthew. And here we go. One of the new rules, Champions Indoor Football, introduced during the offseason, is the option for 3-point tries and 4-point tries. This is a 4-point try from the 10-yard line. Tropics trying to go up by double digits if they convert this. Stefan looking toward the end zone, nothing doing. So our first 4-point conversion attempt of the season is no good.
And again, call out, no kicker. And so you're probably going to see Topeka go for a lot. You know, they had signed Billy Perry. Billy is was a kicker that has been a staple in indoor football. Signed him to the roster, but then these rule changes came about. You look on the transaction wire, and Billy Perry's refused to report. One would have to think a lot of that is probably due to some of these rule changes. It really takes the kickers out of the game. Now, Coach O'Neill, his comment was, you're going to need that that special teams. You're going to get those long opportunities at some point during the game, during the season. You've got to have that specialist on the roster. So we'll see how things play out. As we talked about, an injury earlier on to the Salina kicker, Michael Pursley, during warm-ups. But right now, Salina has put themselves down 6-0 early on in this ball game.
Topeka sent to kick off. It'll be Sean Thomas, who is technically their kicker list on the roster. He's a wide receiver / kicker,
yeah.
So must be his
dual-purpose player.
His side hobby. Squibs it to the front line. Nearly a fumble there, but Salina's on top of it. And the Liberty will set up in the Topeka side of the field.
It looked like Travis Taylor was the one that got his hands on that at first. I think he tried to grab it and make a move before he quite actually had possession of the ball. But great field position on the Topeka 19-yard line for Salina to come out and start, and that's going to bring Gerard Evans, the 6'4", 240 quarterback from Virginia Tech.
Yep, you mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. Evans has a great resume. Had some time on practice squads in the NFL, then went to the Arena League, onto the Indoor Football League, and here he is in CIF as he hands off to Tracy Brooks. First play, offensive play for the Liberty, and Brooks shows that burst.
Tracy found a great hole, and you look at, behind Kelvin McCoy on that line. Kelvin's the anchor of that offensive line. Alike Tapa also there. Try to see who the third member of that line is. I wonder, is that Bishop Simmons?
2nd and 3. Toss back to Brooks. He's got his seam, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Liberty.
That's why 2 seasons ago he was MVP, but we've got a flag, looks like, potentially in the backfield. Back judge talking things over with the referee. Illegal defense against Topeka, so that'll be declined. So 1 each. Pretty much to be expected early on, first quarter of the first game.
A Tracy Brooks 13-yard rushing touchdown, and we'll see what the Liberty elect to do for the extra point try here. Like we've mentioned several times, Michael Pursley, the listed kicker on the roster, was hurt in pregame, so their hand is kind of forced. Going to have to go for an offensive conversion here. Now, whether they go from the 2 for 1 point, looks like they're setting up at the 5, which is
that'll be a
3-point.
3-point opportunity. And honestly, you look at the plays they've had, Tracy has just been able to get through that first and into that second layer. Wouldn't be surprised to see him kind of come back and, not show too much right now. If it's not broke, keep going with it.
They fake it to Brooks. Evans has got some time. Back to Brooks, who's in for the 3-point conversion. Salina takes a 9-6 lead.
Again, great job that time by Evans. Looked across. Receivers were covered, but Tracy was out on that left flank just wide open. The officials talking. I didn't see a flag, but we'll see what they say. Defensive holding declined, so it's good. So that puts Salina now up. Should be 9-6.
Should be, yes. So it's from the 5, should be a 3-point conversion. Showing 8-6 on the scoreboard here in the arena. Should be 9-6.
Rules are new to everybody.
Yeah, this was just instituted over the offseason by the CIF, so hopefully they can get that updated. But to your point, Brian, Gerard Evans, the new quarterback for the Liberty, Tracy Brooks certainly wasn't his first read on that conversion play. Was looking toward the end zone, and then Brooks was just left all alone near the sidewall over there, and found him for a good 3-point conversion.
Yeah, it was a good play, and again, that's one of the things that Salina in years past have lacked. They lacked big receivers. Last year they were able to come in, and when you've got Demarius Washington, that's some size. It's 6'5" going in there. You've also got Anthony Love. A-Love comes in at 6'4". Then you drop down to Ed Smith at 5'9". You throw those big receivers across that back wall, and that's going to put that added pressure on those defensive backs. And that basically is what left left Tracy wide open in the flank. So, great offensive play calling by Salina, something that, we've grown used to, very accustomed to, with the ability for this offense to execute. Now's the situation we're going to see. Topeka will come back out. They'll take this kickoff, after we get back here. We'll see what they come out with. They were able to move the ball downfield pretty easily. Some wide open spots, their passing game. They weren't long passes. They weren't high gambling passes. They were very, easy checks that they made, but they got it done. Now, how will Salina come back defensively? What adjustments will they have quickly made in that short amount of time?
When pests have become too much, it's time to call Hassman Termite and Pest Control. With staff having over 150 years of combined experience, we offer all services for structural pests: termites, ants, roaches, spiders, crickets, mice, and bed bugs. In our 60th year of our family serving yours, give us a call or visit us on the web at hassmantermite.com or see us on Facebook.
The Tony's Pizza Event Center is open for business and ready to welcome you. Whether you have a group of 12 or 1,200, our staff can help you plan the perfect event. With 8 meeting rooms and over 18,000 square feet, the Great Plains Manufacturing Convention Hall has plenty of room for your conference, trade show, wedding, or banquet, while our in-house food and beverage team can craft the menu to suit any event. Schedule your personalized tour today by calling Tony's Pizza Event Center or visit Tony'sPizzaEventCenter.com.
For over 30 years, Ryan Roofing has been the area's leader in commercial roofing installation. Over 10 million square feet of Durolast roofing. Now, Ryan Roofing is expanding their expertise to the residential properties to better serve you and your home. Shingles, windows, siding, and gutters. Call Ryan Roofing in Salina today for a free roof assessment and get the expert advice you need. Ryan Roofing, serving commercial businesses in the area for over 30 years and now working for you on your residential property.
Spring cleaning time! A wonderful time of the year. Winter is over and hope springs eternal. You have the windows open. The birds are singing and you can't help but notice that smell! That awful smell! What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home, making spring flowers smell, well, like, a friendly reminder from Salina Septic Service. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you are asking for trouble. Salina Septic Service. You better call today.
This is Salina Liberty football with Eagle Communications.
After that conversion, while the teams were taking a little bit of a break, Coach Ron O'Neill was talking to the officials saying, wait a minute, we only got 8 up on the scoreboard. That should have been a 3-point conversion. They've since had that updated, but it was a conversation between Coach O'Neill and the officiating crew just to make sure that he understood the new rule correctly. As D-Wash is about to get the ball back on the tee. The impromptu kicker tonight for the Liberty. And we'll see if the Salina Liberty defense can keep Topeka off the scoreboard.
Yeah, and it really looks like Topeka, they're going in a kind of a stacked type setup. They're going to expect that kind of line drive.
Takes a couple hops and has filled it at the 15. Brought up past the 20, around midfield. On the return, it was Dwayne Autry. Remember him? Played for Salina the past few years. And
Dwayne is a threat on any kick return out there. So, it's one thing. What I'd like to see, when we get the next few opportunities on kickoffs, D-Wash is coming up and just kind of tapping that ball. I'd really like to see him put a little more emphasis on it, get it a little bit quicker pace on that low skid.
Second offensive possession for Topeka. Stefan fakes it to Matthew. Looking deep over the middle of the field. It's caught. Novak forced out of bounds just at about the 10-yard line. A big passing play to start off this drive for the Tropics.
Again, a lot of space there in the middle. It's kind of like the defensive backs were playing so far back, the linebackers stepped up, allowing that space. So good chunk of yardage taken off now in the red zone here.
First and goal. Stefan takes a snap, looking to throw again. He's got him in right in the middle for a touchdown. There he is, Ryan Martinez with the score, and Topeka back on top.
Real quick.
Yeah, just a two-play drive there. And they knife through the Liberty defense, and we'll see how Topeka.
Looks like they're going to go for 3.
Oh, yep, you are right. Yeah, they tried the 4-point conversion the first time around. Now they're going to go for 3 from the 5-yard line. Topeka can go up 6 if they convert this here. Stefan fakes the toss, had a man in his face, and lofts one. It's picked. It's D-Wash, who's tackled at the 5-yard line. Conversion is no good. Topeka up 12-9, but 0 for 2 on conversions.
Yeah, Detroit Matthews was able to just kind of step in. The quarterback was forced to kind of scramble a little bit. I didn't see, I think it was Shaq Bradford kind of went in and possibly could have had the sack, but when they made him improvise, he looked at that short corner. Detroit Matthews was able to step in and get that picked off, so 12-9. Tell you what, the concern that I have on this new extra point format, I don't know how well my math skills are going to be able to handle this. I've been so used to the 6 and the 7, maybe a 3 in there every once in a while, but now you're throwing this 2, 3, 4 in after 6. It's going to just really confuse me. So basically, moral of the story, kids, pay attention in math class. You will need it eventually.
Well, with the addition of the rule, I mean, it keeps some double-digit games as one-score games.
Exactly.
I mean, a team can be ahead by 10, and the opposing team that's behind, that's just a score and a 4-point conversion.
Yeah, and I think that's probably a lot of what went into this rules committee coming up with this is you're taking what is already a very exciting, high-scoring game, now you're adding that extra element to it. All right, that bounced and went over the boards at the Salina 24-yard line. So we'll come out, and it should go right at that spot because it did hit the ground. So Salina 1st and 10 on their own 24.
Yep, that kick came spinning off the side of the foot of Sean Thomas. Now we'll see after the Liberty just took another counter punch, if they can punch right back. Topeka leading by 3 midway through the first.
So really both teams throughout the course of this halfway through the first quarter have had good positions to start each of their drives. No one's really been backed up.
Evans in the gun. Tosses it. Brooks once again. Some good blocks ahead of him. And he's into Topeka territory. First down for the Liberty. Tracy Brooks looking really good tonight after he battled a lot of injuries last season.
Yeah, being back healthy. You know, Tracy made it through, we were talking before, if I remember right, I think it was like the second series of the first game when he got injured. And so, it's good to have him healthy. I tell you what, if you follow him, the guy works out harder than anybody that I know in the weight room.
1st and 10. Fake it to Brooks, over the top, looking toward the end zone.
Did he hang on?
And it's caught.
It's like Fast Ed.
Fast Ed Smith. First receiving touchdown of the season for him. And Salina yanks the lead right back.
And that looked like that was over the head of, I want to say Tyron Lemon possibly. Was a defensive back, but Ed was just kind of backpedaling. He was running out of space, so it was good concentration on his part. He knew he was going to have contact with that wall at some point.
Looks like Salina's going to go for a 2-point try now. They converted the 3-point try after their first score. Now a 2-pointer from the 2-yard line. Evans looking for a quick pass over the head of his intended receiver, and incomplete. Looks like he was looking for Anthony Love there. And it's a 15-12 Salina lead. Every possession so far has ended in a touchdown, Brian.
It's that's what indoor football is all about. It is a fun situation to be in. It's a great atmosphere. If you haven't had an opportunity, get out here, support the Liberty. Those of you in Topeka, support Topeka. No matter where you're at in the CIF footprint, get out, support your local teams. It's an exciting sport. There was a concern across the board was, what's going to happen to the quality of the athleticism that's in this league. You've got the USL coming back, the XFL in there. So will this indoor leagues, will they be diluted a little bit? I've not seen a letdown. I see the same quality of football. I really think that some of these athletes know the opportunities, and we're getting some better athletes coming in to this league, doing an outstanding job so far.
If anything, there was a problem for years where there was such a big talent pool of football players coming out of college and not enough leagues to go to afterwards. So to have a league like this, the CIF, alongside even some new leagues like the USFL, XFL, I think it's just great for everybody.
It's a lot of fun. And really, when you're looking at the indoor game, I think you have to, you look at the IFL and you look at the CIF. Again, this is just my opinion. Those are the two top indoor leagues that you've got out there. And, you saw a number of players. Ed Smith was one. Finished winning a championship here with Salina. Got signed on by Quad City of the IFL. A game or two before the playoffs started, that team was able to make a run through. Ed was in 2 championship games. Now, Quad City came up short in that IFL championship in Las Vegas last spring, but still, to be able to be in that position speaks highly of the talent that he has, the level of coaching that's in this league. So, I can't begin to say enough about it. Salina, we're going to be gone next week up at Sioux City, then a week off. Then I believe the following week is up to Wyoming, might be. Before they come back, it's like a month before we're back home again. Yeah,
the next home game here at the Tony's Pizza Event Center is April 8th.
Yeah, I guess it's Sioux City, week off, Topeka. Rematch at Topeka. So, but yeah, so we're going to have some time away from home.
When you hire Street Plumbing, Heating, and Electric in Salina and Lincoln, you'll be making a great decision. Providing full-service plumbing and HVAC, they have the knowledge and skills to get the job done right the first time. They work with you throughout the project to ensure you get the personalized service you deserve from licensed and insured technicians. Excellent customer service in Central Kansas since 1985. The experienced team will clean the premises once the job is done. Street Plumbing, Heating, and Electric. Know them better at streetphe.com.
Are you looking for a positive environment with updated facilities to get started on your wellness journey? Then the Salina Family YMCA is the place for you. The Y offers member benefits and rewards that make it a fun and exciting place to reach your health and wellness goals. Sign up today for our Get Started program, and upon membership activation, enjoy 2 complimentary 30-minute sessions with any of our qualified wellness coaches. Come be a part of a strong and welcoming community and see what we stand for here at the Salina Family YMCA.
Think about the word precision. Precision is being exact and accurate. Isn't that what you want when it comes to electrical? Precision Electric in Salina brings exact and accurate quality to electrical jobs in Central Kansas since 2003. Precision Electric's focus on quality and performance, combined with their experience and dedication, creates a winning set of finished products which saves their customers money. Precision Electrical Contractors is looking for licensed journeyman electricians as well as apprentice electricians. Apply online at pecsalina.com.
All right, here we go. Steve Z's Cars on the west side of Abilene. Yeah, Abilene Car Sales is the place that will save you lots of money.
Warmer weather is here at Abilene Car Sales. Lots of sunshine means it's time to spring into the fun. Abilene Car Sales is ready to help you find that perfect vehicle for summer fun. Add a reliable truck to pull that camper or boat. Perhaps upgrade your current ride to something a little more fuel-friendly. Stop by and save on Northwest 3rd or see our inventory, AbileneCarsales.com, and spring into fun.
This is Salina Liberty Football with Eagle Communications.
If you're just joining us, kicking off the 2023 Champions Indoor Football season, the Salina Liberty back to defend the crown as they're hosting the Topeka Tropics. Salina won the league last year, Topeka last in the league last year. D-Wash with the ball back on the tee. Back and forth so far in the first quarter.
So we'll see if he listened to me, see if he puts a little bit more.
Oh, it hit a Topeka player who falls back on top of it. Some pretty quick reflexes there.
Yeah, that's one of those things. A lot of times the kickers, if they're going to try to hit that ball real sharp at someone, they'll kind of, the face shields kind of take some of this away now. But you look, who has the most panic on their eyes up front? That's our target. That's who we're going to go after. But, you know, Topeka was able to knock it down, fall on top of it, so they'll start at the Salina 19-yard line.
Yep, pretty good field position for the Tropics. It was Tony Nelms that fell back on top of the football after getting nailed with it by D-Wash. Stefan has had a good start to his CIF season. See what he can do here. Hands it off and nothing doing for Ryan Amon, who got the handoff there. Tackle for loss by that Liberty defensive line. It's a pretty scary defensive line to have to block game in and game out if you're opposing team.
Yeah. Amon looks like he's got a little bit more speed back there, but I'm still pretty high right now on Matthew. Javante Matthew, when they have him in the backfield, just a little bit more of a bruiser.
2nd and 11, looking close to the end zone. It's caught. Ryan Martinez again. It's been a thorn in that Liberty secondary side so far.
Has he kind of become the go-to guy, you think?
Seems like it. The leading receiver from last year, one of the few guys to come back for the Tropics this season. And man, he had a lot of space there in the defensive backfield.
Here comes my short yardage guy back in. Javante Matthew.
1st and goal for the Tropics. Salina looking for its first defensive stop of the day. Nothing doing for Matthew. A group of Liberty there. Leading the way was Travis Taylor. 2nd and goal from the 5.
Yeah, this defensive line for Salina is not going to be as big as a lot of teams will put out there, but they are quick and they are strong.
Stefan, back corner of the end zone, over the head of his intended receiver. That's Julian Walker. 3rd and goal, Brian. See if the Liberty defense can get a huge stop here the way that the flow of this game has been so far.
Yeah, and I'm still, if I'm going to be the offensive coordinator, which it sounds like I'm trying to be here most of the time, I don't know, something tells me I still want to go back to Javante Matthew. There's just something about that guy that I like when he gets that ball short out of that backfield, kind of on a quick pitch.
Matthew already has 1 score today. They fake the pitch to him right down the middle, and it's caught by Ryan Martinez. Topeka touchdown. Seems like Martinez just been living over the middle today.
Yeah, he is. He's everywhere, and you know, that was not an easy ball to catch either.
No, right there in the middle of the field, in traffic too. About 3 Liberty defensive backs in the area, but it was a missile from the arm of Stefan that got it there in time. Looks like Topeka's going to go for 3 here from the 5-yard line.
3-point Topeka lead now at 18-15. So a chance to go up by 6 if they can convert.
Topeka is 0 for 2 on conversions so far. And a pre-snap whistle. Timeout Topeka. And they'll take some time to talk about it here. Topeka led by 2nd-year head coach Tyus Jackson. Had some time in the Indoor Football League, Arena Football League. Also briefly played for the Salina Bombers. Did you know that, Brian?
So that's a few years ago. So we're talking, it's been around this and been here on the broadcast side since Game 2 of the Bombers. Alongside our partner in crime, Devin Haney, who's out with the Southeast of Saline boys and girls basketball sub-state championships tonight. So wish them the best of luck. But Sam, it's great to have you here with us.
Of course, glad to be here. Ready for the conversion now, Stefan. Once again, over the middle, a flag is thrown. It was caught by Julian Walker for the conversion, but we'll wait and see what the officials have for us here.
A lot of times I think we're going to have defensive holding coming from that.
Yep, it's defensive PI. And Topeka's conversion, the three-point conversion, is good, and the Tropics go up by 6.
21-15, 29 seconds left to go. We're still in the first quarter.
For a Topeka team that averaged just 25 points a game last year, putting up 21 in the first quarter is a stark improvement for the squad over from the capital of Kansas. Meanwhile, this Salina defense has nearly given up what it averaged giving up in full games last year. So, I mean, would you say this is more the Topeka offense right now or the Salina defense, Brian?
I think you've got new players on both sides. So I think it's kind of balanced here. 8 practices, 1 week. Coach O'Neill was a little concerned as to, what spot they would be. The athletes are there, but it's just the cohesiveness of getting everybody in tune. But I think Topeka's come out. They've run some very basic plays, and they're doing a great job.
Kickoff goes all the way back to the end zone this time. Taking it past the 20, still on his feet. DeAndre Sip. Nice little return there. Sip, player coach Haran O'Neill pretty excited about after seeing what he could do in training camp.
Yeah, very high on him. 5'8", 195-pound running back. Just if you can add, you bring in a guy like Tracy Brooks, then you bring in, a guy that can be there. If Sip can come in and step in and help out, it's going to be interesting to see, how everything goes. And let's not, forget about Tristan Gould, who's inactive tonight. So we played 1 quarter, 21-15. It's hard to really say other than both teams are going to put points up tonight.
Yeah, that's for sure. And keep in mind, in the first meeting between these two teams last year, which was in Topeka, the Tropics were leading at the end of the first quarter that time as well. And then the Liberty ultimately turned it on in the back half of the game to win it 54-33. That was the first week of last season. But Topeka seems like a much different team, not only just in roster, but in energy this year for the Tropics. And I think it's put this Salina team a little bit back on its heels.
Yeah, you bring in, a large number of new players, new ownership. I think you kind of put the excitement back into what the Tropics, intended to start out with last year. It was an interesting situation. The Tropics were under ownership last year at the start, dual ownership. Owners own not only Topeka but also the Sioux City Bandits, and so decided, where do you put all your effort? Can you really put equal effort into 2 teams at one time? He went ahead and basically said, we're going to disband Topeka. These guys stepped up, and talking with one of the owners before the game, he goes, hey, we're new to this. We're really not sure. We're feeling this out as we go. And but you know what? So far, they're doing a good job to have a 6-point lead after the first 15 minutes of play. Over the defending champions. I don't think they could have asked for anything more.
Starting the second quarter here, Salina with the football. The Liberty in their American flag themed jerseys. Gerard Evans back at quarterback. He's had a good start so far. Hands it off to Brooks. Brooks has got some room, or rather that's Sip, DeAndre Sip. The ball comes out at the end and it's recovered by Topeka. Was DeAndre Sipp down? No, I think the officials are going to say it was out before he was down. And Topeka forces the first turnover of the game. The recovery was by Deontay Woodson.
Yeah, the officials are talking things over. To me, it looked like he was down.
Sipp with his first carry of the season.
Yeah, they're saying, it looks like no. And here's the other situation. We don't have any instant replay tonight, so, whatever the ruling is, we'll go. And they say it is a fumble. So not what you would want DeAndre Sipp to have to go through on his first handoff with the Liberty. Here's the thing, you get the ball back, you hand it right back to him. Get him right back.
Build that confidence back up, indeed.
And now, this could be kind of reminiscent of last year. We would see the offense may have a turnover in a bad situation, the defense, 9 times out of 10, they would step up and get a stop. So let's see right now what the defense can do for Salina.
This would be the time. 1st and 10 for Topeka from their own 10. Stefan looking to throw. He's got his man, Martinez. Makes a move, pulled down at the 20.
Again, wide open.
Ryan Martinez so far tonight already with a touchdown catch, actually 2 touchdown catches, I should say, but he has a knack for finding the space in the defense. And Stefan's been able to find him.
And you're almost thinking you've got to bring a defensive back or someone just to kind of stay with him. He's definitely become the target.
Stefan sacked. There in the backfield for Salina, Adrian Johnson. And that pushes the Tropics way back there, back to where they started this drive. So it's going to be 2nd and 20. First sack of the game for the Salina defense.
And a new player. A lot of times you're going to think that it's going to be Travis Taylor or Shaq Bradford that might have that first sack. But for Adrian Johnson to come in, again, we mentioned, not the largest defensive front that you'll see, but very quick all across the board.
Stefan in the gun. Over the middle at midfield's got his man. That's Amon. And it makes it 3rd and manageable for the Tropics.
Quarterback is doing a good job. Quarterback is doing a good job of being able to find that open receiver.
3rd and about 4. Novak with the catch for a first down for Topeka. And the Tropics continue their drive.
Well, you had them backed up, but then a couple quick plays, and now you're 1st and 10 on the 15.
Stefan takes a snap, pump fake, looking toward the end zone, caught for the touchdown. Max Novak, a flag flies, but I think that's going to be on the defensive back.
Yeah, I do too. It looked like we had a jersey tug there while the ball was in the air. So pass interference will go against Salina. So the result of the play will count.
A 15-yard passing score from Lorenz Stefan to Max Novak. And Topeka goes up 2 scores following the Salina turnover. Looks like the Tropics are going to go for 3 from the 5-yard line.
Well, they've been pretty successful offensively tonight. Only a couple hiccups that they've had in trying to convert. Touchdown every possession.
Yep. Quite a showing so far for the Tropics, and they're going to try to keep it going. Stefan pulled down just before the goal line. Yep, no good on the 3-point conversion. Nice stop by the Liberty defense, and it keeps it a 12-point game. But
well,
quite a surprise from this Tropics team to start out this new season.
Not the team that I expected to see. But that's why I guess you can't take anything for granted. And you know, the other thing, Coach O'Neill has said it. He said it to the team that, you know, one year you're chasing that title. Now you win it. Now you're being chased by everybody else. So that target's now on your back. So a lot of times you're going to think, hey, Salina's on the schedule. This is the week. We're going to have to step our game up. Topeka's doing a great job stepping their game up right now. Teams need to switch it around here.
It's been quite a passing attack so far from the Tropics. When it's not Ryan Martinez making plays, it was Max Novak on that drive, and even Julian Walker has mixed in for a few chunk gains as well. We'll see if Salina can turn the tides of this game. A 12-point Topeka lead. As the Tropics will kick it back off to the Liberty. It was a back-and-forth game in the first quarter. Every team scored on every offensive drive of the first quarter, and then Salina, with their first offensive possession of the second quarter, fumbled it after Topeka had scored to start the quarter, and Topeka just cashes in and is now ahead 2 scores. Kickoff. Out of bounds, touches the wall over there at about the 5-yard line.
Now that was Martinez that did the kick. He wasn't the kicker.
He was not.
Right, okay.
Must have just
All right,
switched
they switched
it up.
something up. I was trying to think there. Okay, I know I'm old, but have I lost my mind already? But that was you know, whether you're a wide receiver or a full-time kicker, folks, that was an outstanding kick because he was able to get it down, it hit the wall, basically at the 6-yard line. Took any return possibilities out of the way. Now, could Salina have come in and picked up that ball? Yes, I think there was enough space that the deep back could have come in and grabbed that. But if I remember correctly, it looked like that might have been DeAndre Sipp that was the deep back. He may, in the back of his mind, said, you know what? We're just going to take this ball from the offensive side and take it at the 6.
1st and 10 for the Liberty. Evans looking to show off that arm. He's got his man. It's Anthony Love. First down, or at least right at the chains.
Now, it would have been a risky play, but you had Ed Smith breaking down that kind of the left center of the field, making a cut towards the wall. He had great position on Dwayne Autry. I think that's something everybody in this arena would have liked to have seen, that battle, but I think a good call by Evans.
Flags fly right around the snap. Tracy Brooks pulled down in the backfield, but we'll see which way this one goes. The officials ruled the first down play just short, so it was 2nd and inches, basically.
Illegal defense. We're side by side with the Salina coaches box with Jorge Martinez and Dylan Mendocino. They both immediately, I heard them say, hey, that's an illegal defense, illegal defense. So, great call by them to be able to recognize that immediately. Free play opportunity, so 1st and 10 now for Salina.
Evans with a quick pass, looking over toward the boundary to Ed Smith. It's an incompletion. 2nd and 10. Just a bit off target there on the quick pass.
Yeah, it's one of those things, I think almost too quick from the standpoint. You're trying to get those short yardage, get that little bit. I'd like to see Evans. I think this will come in time. He's got that ability. He's getting some separation with some of these receivers, 10, 15 yards down the field.
Handoff to Brooks. Brooks gets near midfield before he's chopped down, and will make it 3rd and a little more manageable. Keep in mind with Evans, the Salina quarterback, he just joined the team not too long ago. He's only had a few practices with the Liberty. So somewhat of a situation of getting back to game form for him kind of as he goes. He's had some good throws so far tonight. See if he can do one here, but he's going to run it, use the legs, takes it into Topeka territory. Was a near face mask on his.
Yeah, that's what I think you saw the same thing I did right down here around the 20-yard line. It looked like he had a hand that came up, kind of came across that face shield and face mask. A lot of times you're going to see that called. This time I guess the advantage or the viewpoint wasn't quite there. Evans, though, came down, used that experience. As soon as he gets downfield, is able to put that ball over the wall, kind of calling himself out. Unfortunately, though, the yard marker was on that far side, and he came up just a yard short.
4th and 1, big play here. Evans gives it to Brooks. Brooks has got the first and then some. And Salina gets a fresh set of downs.
Have you ever seen a guy, when he's going, he gets airborne when he's been tackled? I mean, he comes in, and those guys just hit him low. He doesn't just back down. He just continues to glide over and get an extra yard or two.
Yeah, uses that momentum to launch himself forward a little bit, airborne. And it's 1st and 10 for Salina. Trying to power back from this double-digit deficit. As Brooks hits the pile, just a couple of yards there.
Looked like it took about 6 Tropics to bring him down. I mean, you hate to say that there's a kind of a must type score position, but I really think the way this game is flowing right now, the way Topeka has been offensively, you can't afford not to have a possession, or in this case, potentially back-to-back possessions, and not put points on the board.
I agree. Owens barks the signals. Looking toward the end zone, going to fling it out there, and it's caught for the touchdown. I believe that's Ed Smith.
Fast Ed, able to break across that left side. Evans did a great job just holding his ground. So, a good job by that front three to give him time to look across, find Ed, and what Evans was able to do with that ball. He was able to get it there across, get that touchdown. 27-21 right now. Salina will try to go for 3.
Second touchdown catch for Fast Ed. 3-point conversion here. Evans looking for an opening, and a flag thrown in the end zone. Looks like D-Wash was getting held there by the defensive back.
So, and here's the thing. It was a 3-point opportunity from the 5. So you had the penalty, half the distance to the goal, but it will still be a 3-point try, though now they'll put the ball at the 2.5-yard line.
So they'll run it back, just this time a little closer to that goal line. Salina can cut this to a 3-point game with the successful conversion. Evans flanked by Brooks in the backfield. Finds a man right there in the pocket, the breadbasket of the end zone. It's Fast Ed.
Fast Ed once again.
What a drive for him. Catches the touchdown and the 3-point conversion. Salina pulls within 3.
It's spring cleaning time, and that means you should add one more little thing to your to-do list. Call Comfort Heating and Air for an HVAC clean and check. Our technicians will make sure your system is in tip-top shape, so when warm weather arrives, your AC will be ready. That means cleaning your coils, checking Freon levels, double-checking all electrical connections for safety, even changing your filters. With locations in Salina and Clay Center, we are the company that cares. Comfort Heating and Air.
You can rely on the company that cares. We're Comfort Heating and Air.
Warmer weather is just around the corner, and we can feel it at Salina Wholesale Liquor. Now's the time to get quotes and place orders for those graduation parties, weddings, or spring break shenanigans. We always have great deals on case orders, 15% off for Wine Wednesday and Craft Beer Thursday. Save big now at all 3 locations. In Salina at Sam's Club, off 9th Street behind Cadova, and on the corner of Iron and Ohio. We have better prices, we're close and quicker. Salina Wholesale Liquor.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
There's no better feeling than leaving the stadium with a win, unless you're leaving the car lot with a great deal. That's how it feels to buy a vehicle from SalinaUsedCars.com. Dozens of late model vehicles have been fully inspected and are backed by warranty. We accept cash or have financing for all credit levels. Whether you need a car, truck, SUV, crossover, or van, SalinaUsedCars.com has them all. Get the winning feeling of a great deal at one of our 2 locations or shop 24/7 at SalinaUsedCars.com.
The CIF champions play here. Liberty Football with Eagle Communications.
Again, make sure you get your tickets. Come on out. And Monday night, you got an opportunity to, Devin will be with Coach O.
Yeah, that's right. The Coach Haran O'Neill Show, presented by The Alley. Starting this Monday, like you said, Brian, at AJ's in The Alley. Join us in person for family fun and everything Liberty. Show starts at 6 p.m. and can also be seen on Salina Post and heard on KINA. That'll be fun. It'll be fun to hear Coach O'Neill's thoughts from this one. The Liberty trail by 3. We're down by 2 scores just before the most recent scoring drive on a touchdown strike from Gerard Evans to fast Ed Smith. And Liberty will boot it back to the Tropics.
All right, D-Wash. I'm going to talk to him after the game. From this vantage point, I think he likes this kicking thing.
He does all the theatrics along with it, doesn't he? It's Dwayne Autry fields the kick, sneaks past the 20-yard line, then suplexed back across the 20-yard line, I should say. And the Tropics, who have scored on every offensive drive they've had so far today, we'll see if they can start it back up again. The Salina Liberty wanting to change that.
Yeah, you got to come up, and at some point you've got to get that stop. Again, the pressure has been there from this defensive front 3. Like the situation where we've seen the concern is in the middle of that field where it's been wide open, and it looks like we have a new quarterback in play.
We do. It's Dylan Van Boxel. Lorenz Stefan no longer in the game. Not sure why, but Dylan Van Boxel, the other quarterback on the roster, is going to take over this possession for the Tropics. Van Boxel takes a snap, hands it off. No, he fakes it. Going to take it on his own toward the boundary. And just about a yard gain.
C.J. Jones came in, it looked like, from the defensive back position to make that stop.
2nd and 10. Stefan, the starting quarterback of this game for Topeka, was really slinging it around the yard every possession they had. So don't know if what's the reason for his absence for this possession. Maybe just want to switch in someone new, get Van Boxel some time, but a bit of a head scratcher for me, Brian. Van Boxel takes it toward the boundary and knocked toward the wall. And he's used his legs both plays so far on this Tropics drive.
Yeah, right now I'd say he's more of a run-first type quarterback, but I'm with you. You've got to lead deep into the second quarter over the defending champs on the road. Why would you make that change? Why wouldn't you just kind of keep going with what's been working for you? But, regardless, Topeka still continues to move that ball downfield.
3rd and 3. Handoff to Matthew, tries to make a cut and pulling him down in the backfield is number 5 for the Liberty, Shaq Bradford, the former Coyote from Kansas Wesleyan. Does a little dance after the tackle for loss, and it's 4th and 6 for the Tropics.
Yeah, Shaq's continuing right where he left off. The only thing different from Shaq this year is a number change. Was in the high 90s last year, now he's in number 5. I don't think anybody plays any bit harder than he does.
Van Boxel, lone shotgun. Sacked.
Travis Taylor.
The Salina Liberty defense gets a huge stop. 3 minutes before the halftime break, and the Liberty regained possession.
And again, that's where, if you keep those 3 guys fresh, their speed, it doesn't take much of a gap for them to break through and put pressure on that quarterback. And that time, Van Boxel just kind of ran out of time before Travis Taylor was able to bring him down. There's that stop we need. 27-24 right now. And let's keep in mind, Salina will get the ball to start the second half. And so right now, depending on how quickly you score, you're looking at that potential 2-for-1 opportunity.
Good point. Gerard Evans in the gun. Tosses it. Tracy Brooks cuts back toward the middle of the field and tripped up. It was Sean Thomas there to make Brooks lose his footing. Still a pretty nice little gain there for the league MVP a couple of seasons ago, back in 2021.
Yeah,
Brooks looking just as much like he did a couple
years
ago.
And it looked like he was just one high step away from being able to break free from where he got tripped. And if so, it looked like he could have gone right around that edge.
2nd and 5. Another flip to Brooks. Nice blocks down the field. He's inside the 5 before he hits the scrum. Be 1st and goal for the Liberty. Brooks having all kinds of room to operate so far in this game. Not only are the linemen opening up space, but so are the receivers downfield.
Yeah, and you think indoor game, what do you think of first? It's going to be a pass first type league, but when you've got someone like Tracy Brooks in that backfield, just keep feeding the beast, because he's finding those holes, making good yardage for the Liberty.
1st and goal. They're going to give it right back to Brooks. Trying to turn the legs into the end zone, but stonewalled at the 2.
Well, they slowed him down, but they weren't able to bring him down.
Keeps the clock running. 2nd and goal.
So we'll see if Salina runs a play, or will they just kind of let it go down to that 1-minute warning. There's a 1 second differential between the play clock and the game clock before the clock will stop, but it looks like they're going to go ahead and call the play.
Evans fakes the toss, finds his man wide open. D-Wash, touchdown Liberty.
You look so much, you fed Tracy Brooks so many times on this drive. You've had a lot of success going to Ed Smith. At that time, what happens? You leave the guy that's 6'5" pretty much wide open in the back of the end zone. Evans was able to connect with D-Wash for the touchdown. So 30-27, and that came right at the 1-minute stoppage. So this will be the untimed point after play. Salina will go for 2. And then they'll have the kickoff after the 1-minute timeout.
Evans fires a fastball, and it's knocked around incomplete. And the Salina lead stays at 3, but the Liberty swipe the lead back not too long ago, they were down 27-15, and here it is 30-27.
That's how important just, getting those stops can make.
There's a career for people on a mission. There's something for people who want more than a job, for those who have purpose, for those who want to meet challenges head on. A career for those who want to serve others and protect the innocent. For those who have high standards and want to be held accountable. This uniform, this badge, is earned. Visit khpjobs.org to learn more.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
The CIF champions play here. Liberty Football with Eagle Communications.
Here's the difference for this Topeka offense. Every offensive drive led by Lorenz Stefan, they scored on.
Yeah.
And then Dylan Van Boxel, the other quarterback on the roster, comes in last drive, and they don't score, don't get any points out of the drive, and in fact, turn it over on downs.
Yeah, we're kind of in a tough spot here to see. I'm trying to see if I see him on the bench anywhere. I really didn't ever see him take a hit that would have resulted, basically in any type of injury.
I just spotted him in the team area, Brian, and he's just sitting down with the headset on.
Chilling out, all right.
Not sure what's going on.
And maybe this is scripted. Maybe this is something that Topeka has said, okay, you're going to get X number of possessions, you're going to get this X number of possessions, and then we're going to kind of play this out. Again, this is game one. This is the first 30 minutes of football for both of these teams right now. And so this could be kind of the tryout opportunity. Some of the other teams have started out with exhibition games. Not these teams, boom, they're starting out right with conference play.
Marius Washington kicks it off. Got a little more oomph on that one. Brought back by Amon, who had a streak, and takes it to midfield.
A little more on it. But I'm being very critical here. The best results have been get the line drive, kind of put it over towards the corner. Now, you had Amon deep, then you had Autry right in front of it. Okay, Autry's probably the bigger threat between those two players. But again, put it at an angle. Worst case scenario, it's going to hit the ground, hit the wall, the ball's dead. But now, good field position for Topeka, 25-yard line.
It is Van Boxel back in at the quarterback position for Topeka. Liberty lead by 3, 1st and 10 from midfield. Van Boxel's used his legs a lot so far. Shows off the arm, and he's got his man, Martinez, at the 10-yard line. Ryan Martinez shredded this Liberty secondary in the first quarter, kind of quieted down through the second.
Yeah, but if you're going to have right now a Topeka player of the game, I'd say he's right up there. He's been very instrumental in key plays, throughout. Some that Salina has given him in allowing him in some open space. But to his credit, you don't just appear in open space. You've got to find that open space.
1st and goal for the Tropics. Some pressure. Quick pass out to Julian Walker. And it gets a few yards there for the Tropics. 2nd and goal from the 6. 45 seconds. Liberty hoping to take a halftime or a lead into the halftime locker room. The Tropics trying to flip the script. Van Boxel. He's got his guy in the end zone. Touchdown Tropics. It's Novak, Max Novak with the score. His 2nd receiving touchdown of the day.
Well, that was fast. 21 seconds is all it took. Topeka will now put it out to 10, so they'll go for 4. Now, here's the situation. On the ensuing kickoff, basically, Salina's potentially going to have 30-plus seconds and 3 timeouts to work with. So, in indoor football, that is the definition of plenty of time.
It sure is. A 4-point conversion attempt, and it might be even longer.
Yeah, we're going to have a 4-point opportunity from the 15-yard line.
A false start for the Tropics. The snap just didn't come in time, and the receivers that were already in motion had crossed the line of scrimmage.
And I look at this both ways. You know, to me, that just gives me 5 more yards to work with. You know you're going to throw the ball. You know you're going to have receivers crossing in the end zone. Why not give them more space to work with?
Van Boxel.
Why throw it short?
Finds Amon, and no chance there for the Tropics.
And Sam, help me out on this one. That looked like that was his first target to go for. Makes no sense. You only have 1 play to go for that 4 points from the 15-yard line. You know, why are you throwing short? Kill some time in that pocket. You know, worst case scenario, you're going to give up the ball. Throw to the end zone. Oh, I've missed this game. I've missed this game.
The first game of the season for both teams, starting the 2023 Champions Indoor Football season. The Salina Liberty coming off their first championship in franchise history last season, knocking off the Omaha Beef in Champions Bowl 7 all the way back in June. And they trail the Topeka Tropics by 3 just before the half.
Yeah, I tell you what, that game meant so much to so many people. You think back, you know, started out, 4 years ago down at Duke City in Albuquerque, lost to the Gladiators on a last-second play to lose that championship.
Martinez with the kickoff. Brought back by Sip. Sip pulled down at the 15.
So you lose that, then you come back, you lose another championship. Well, you had the COVID year, I guess it was. Then you lose to the Beef at home in the championship game. Last year, rematch against the Beef in the championship game and come out on top. So a lot of agony turned into a lot of joy to finally get that championship, and as the players go, to get that ring. So it means a lot to them. It means a lot to the ownership group, and hopefully the momentum can continue with a championship type environment.
Liberty starting this drive from the 15. Quick throw out to Anthony Love along the wall.
Quick timeout.
Timeout called. 29 seconds left on the clock, which, as Brian said earlier, a lot of time to work with. Liberty hoping to gain a little momentum heading into the locker room if they can put together a scoring drive here.
Evans has done a good job of really mixing it up. Primarily he's used a lot of Tracy Brooks in the backfield, but Ed Smith, D-Wash, A-Love, he's really doing a good job of spreading this thing out to try to keep then Topeka on their toes. Hey, that receiver's in my area. Is he going to be the primary target? It's hard to tell right now. The way this offense has gone and is working, normally I'd say, this could be in a situation that even if you can't get in the end zone, you're going to have that opportunity for 3 points.
2nd and 5. Evans has got Brooks. Brooks goes out of bounds. Stops the clock and moves the chains.
Yeah, to finish my thought though, remember, we're without a kicker. Pursley went down with an injury during warm-ups. Thus, D. Washington's doing all the kickoffs. So now it's basically, no matter where you're at on this field, you're going for it.
First and 10. Just on the Topeka side of the field. A couple lead changes already in this game thus far. Evans chased out of the pocket. He's got his man over the middle. Demarius Washington gets a block and is pulled down along the numbers.
Those two guys know each other very well.
Probably went at a fair amount in practices in the past few years.
And again, against a lot of defensive backs, D-Wash might have been able to get around there, but you know, Dwayne Autry, aka the ball hawk, you know, he's an outstanding player, outstanding defensive back. Takes a lot of pride in his game, does a great job, and was able to just grab enough jersey to pull him down. So 14 seconds now, one timeout, and Salina has the ball. First and 10 on 12-yard line. I said 2 for 1. I didn't expect it to kind of be this way, but still potentially is where we're at.
14 seconds on the clock, so still a couple of plays if they want it. Evans toward the end zone, knocked out of bounds. Incomplete. He's looking down the field for Smith.
And Dwayne Autry is the player that dove in and knocked that ball away.
Second and 10 with 10 seconds. Liberty do still have one timeout left, so they could find something in the middle of the field, call that timeout, and take a shot toward the end zone. Or get something along the walls to stop the clock as well.
And let's just score.
There you go. Evans does get it to, rather that's Anthony Love into the end zone. He leaps, touchdown Liberty. What a sequence of moves there from Anthony Love.
Did a good job.
And the Liberty go back on top 2 seconds before the end of the first half.
That ought to make you happy. A-Love did some time at Oklahoma State, I believe. Was a Cowboy at one point in time.
He's got the bright orange cleats, or rather shoes, to go along with it, right?
Now you've got Texas orange. Is that more considered Boone Pickens orange?
The brightest orange, right? Let's go with that. 3-point conversion here for the Liberty. Gerard Evans looks toward the end zone. It's Love again for the conversion. Liberty go up 6.
I tell you what, Salina, you've had a lot of good quarterbacks come through. This guy, through the first 30 minutes of football being here, I think he's going to rate right up there. He is so calm in the pocket, has a strong arm, but you know, we haven't seen him have to run a lot, but it looks like with his size, I don't think he's going to be afraid to just tuck that ball under and go.
Yeah, good pocket presence so far by Gerard Evans, the NFL, AFL, and IFL veteran, who's also spent some previous time in the CIF as well. And we have a shootout on our hands,
We
Brian.
do. We do.
Still 2 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, now here, again, D-Wash, what I want to see, that clock's going to stop as soon as the ball is touched. I would just go ahead, line it, try to get it, you know, maybe towards, we got a couple players just inside the 25-yard line. I'd make those guys my target. One, they're going to have to try to pick that ball up. And two, you're going to have the ability to kind of collapse on them a little bit quicker and not allow for any type of wall to set up.
The kick goes to Autry at the 20. Just takes it to the walls. And that's the end of the first half. Back and forth affair, first 2 quarters. Salina Liberty taking a 39-33 lead into the halftime locker room.
Win each half and you'll be successful. So Salina's halfway there.
One half through Salina's pursuit to defend the crown. The Liberty lead by 6. We'll take a break for the half as you're watching the Salina Liberty Football Network.
For over 30 years, Ryan Roofing has been the area's leader in commercial roofing installation. Over 10 million square feet of Durolast roofing. Now, Ryan Roofing is expanding their expertise to the residential properties to better serve you and your home. Shingles, windows, siding, and gutters. Call Ryan Roofing in Salina today for a free roof assessment and get the expert advice you need. Ryan Roofing, serving commercial businesses in the area for over 30 years and now working for you on your residential property.
Spring cleaning time! A wonderful time of the year. Winter is over and hope springs eternal. You have the windows open. The birds are singing and you can't help but notice that smell. That awful smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home, making spring flowers smell, well, like a friendly reminder from Salina Septic Service. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you are asking for trouble. Salina Septic Service. You better call today.
When pests have become too much, it's time to call Hassman Termite and Pest Control. With staff having over 150 years of combined experience, we offer all services for structural pests: termites, ants, roaches, spiders, crickets, mice, and bed bugs. In our 60th year of our family serving yours, give us a call or visit us on the web at hassmantermite.com or see us on Facebook.
The Tony's Pizza Event Center is open for business and ready to welcome you. Whether you have a group of 12 or 1,200, our staff can help you plan the perfect event. With 8 meeting rooms and over 18,000 square feet, the Great Plains Manufacturing Convention Hall has plenty of room for your conference, trade show, wedding, or banquet, while our in-house food and beverage team can craft a menu to suit any event. Schedule your personalized tour today by calling Tony's Pizza Event Center or visit Tony'sPizzaEventCenter.com.
The CIF champions play here. Liberty Football with Eagle Communications.
And welcome back to the Tony's Pizza Event Center. Coming out of the half here as the Salina Liberty leading the Topeka Tropics 39-33. First game of the 2023 Champions Indoor Football season for each team. Sam Henderson joined alongside by Brian Berner. And well, Brian, pretty exciting first half to say the least, right?
It really was. It was one of those things, again, preconceived notions on my part, not what this first half would turn out to be. Topeka has surpassed a lot of my expectations as to what I had kind of in play for them. Salina, although they've done some good things, they haven't done some things that I thought they would. Defensively, I thought they would potentially step up a little bit more. But again, we've got to give Topeka credit. Their receivers have run some routes. They've found some open spaces. So, some of that play is going to have to step up as we continue, throughout this, not only the second half, but throughout the remainder of the season as we go through. But, so far so good. Pleased with everything. And, again, win each half and you'll be successful. Salina has done that. They've got that 6-point cushion right now, but more importantly, they're going to get the ball to start this second half. And I don't know when in my life that always changed. I'm going to defer to the second half. Why teams didn't do it long ago, I don't know, because it makes such a difference, and you see every regardless of the league, that's the trend. You always want to defer, put your defense out there. There's that rare occasion. If you have that super-powered offense, you're going to put them out there. But a lot of times, defense first. In this case, if Salina can get this ball, go down and score, then it really goes in to show exactly what we were talking about. You want that 2-for-1 opportunity. Double up that score versus the possession. Puts that other team in a little bit tighter hole.
Topeka set to kick off. It'll be Ryan Martinez, who caught a couple of touchdowns in the first half. He does moonlight as a kicker as well.
He'll be driving the bus home, I'm sure. He's the jack of all trades, it seems like. Great player.
With 12 minutes left in the second quarter, Topeka led by 2 scores. Salina outscored them 24-6 to in the first half. As a nice little return here for the Liberty into Topeka territory. Nice job there by Kevin Simmons, the defensive back out of Virginia State Lynchburg.
And that's a good example of why you put some of your D-backs in the position where Simmons was at, the hands. Great hands to be able to really just snag that ball out of the air, which then he was able to turn upfield. Defensively, they weren't set up. They weren't in position. He's able to get basically about 25 yards.
Drod Evans leads this Salina offense. 1st and 10 from the Topeka 18. He's got Tracy Brooks in the backfield with him and a pre-snap whistle. Topeka has to call a timeout.
They only had 7 players out there.
So they're gonna have to burn a timeout just to get enough guys out on the field. It slows down the start to this second half. Drod Evans, the quarterback from Virginia Tech, who joined the Liberty just before the start of this season, came out in the first half and threw 4 touchdowns, connected with all 3 of the returning receivers for the Liberty for a score. Demarius Washington caught one. Anthony Love had one as well, and Fast Ed Smith caught a couple in the first half. Evans finds Ed here. Ed sneaks down the field to the first down marker before he's brought down. We'll see if the Liberty offense can pick up right where they left off toward the end of the first half.
So far, so good right there. Out to Fast Ed. Ed able to get around regardless of the effort made to bring him down by his T-shirt. Well, I have a feeling that this play may have Tracy Brooks' name on it.
1st and goal. You called it, Brian. It's Brooks. He's got some blocks downfield inside the 5. Sets up a 2nd and goal from about the 3-yard line. Tracy Brooks with 1 rushing score in the first half. Back and healthy this season for the Liberty.
Yeah, that was a good play. You pitch it out to Tracy coming around that right side. The line was able to just take their momentum, swing out to the right, get the blocks up there for Tracy to get a good chunk of yardage.
Evans gives it back to Brooks. Brooks soldiers ahead to the 1, maybe 2-yard line.
That time it looked like some good penetration. Tony Nelms, it appeared was the Tropic that was able to kind of get through, find the gap, and meet Brooks head on.
3rd and goal from the 1. We'll see if the Liberty offensive line can get a good push here. Give it right back to Brooks. No, it's a fake and into the end zone. Evans for the score, and the Liberty extend their lead to 2 scores.
Good job by Jared Evans to be able to fake that handoff. I thought it went to Brooks, but then able to go around that left side. Space parted where he was able to get into the end zone. His first rushing touchdown as a member of the Salina Liberty.
I think he faked out about half the crowd as well. Right. Liberty going to go for 2 here from the 2-yard line. If you're just joining us, new point after rules in the league. Teams can go for 2, 3, or 4. And the extra point, of course, but this 2-point conversion is off the fingertips of Demarius Washington. No good. Washington wanted a call there.
Well, the lead is now increased. So Salina did exactly what they needed to do. And again, they capitalized on that 2-for-1 opportunity. Now we'll see a lot of times last year, it seemed like the kind of the way it went, Salina would be kind of even with teams throughout the first half, but then the defense would really step things up in the second half. So we'll see now how this Salina 2023 version will do. Now, last year was a team that they only gave up 24 just under 25 points a game. They allowed 24.9, and they've already given up 33 here.
Another thing to watch for is who's going to come out at quarterback for the Tropics.
Yeah.
First 4 drives for him was Lorenz Stefan, and he led them to 4 scoring drives, and then it was Van Boxel that then came in for the 5th drive. They went 4 and out, and then he did lead a scoring drive after, but it kind of changed the energy of that Topeka offense, it seemed, once the quarterback switch happened.
Yeah, I would anticipate Stefan would be the guy that I think they'd almost have to go to.
Demarius Washington places the ball back on the tee, tells it to stay, doesn't want it to fall off, and about set to kick this back off. Squibber right down the middle, in the hands of Dwayne Autry, the former Liberty player. Gets it out past the 20.
Former Liberty, former Salina Bomber. Had a stint with the North Texas Bulls in there as well. Also a Bethany Swede.
That's right. And now sporting the teal and orange of the Topeka Tropics.
Yeah. I tell you what, those are, one, they're a broadcaster's dream come true. They are so easy to read, those numbers from high above the T-Pack. They just look good. It's a nice looking set.
Your prediction was right, Brian. It is Stefan back in at quarterback for the Tropics. In the lone shotgun, fires one to Amon at the 25, and he gets it into Liberty territory. Jones on the tackle for the Liberty.
A little bit tighter coverage. Jones was able to get there as soon as the receiver caught that ball. Had his arms wrapped around him and was being able to pull down, so a short gain, 5-yard gain.
Second down, nearly an interception, but it came out of the arms of Darian Taylor. Taylor had a good break on the ball there, just couldn't reel it in, and that really could have flipped this game.
Yeah, I tell you what, I was looking down there and just glanced just as I saw his body kind of dive across in front. That would have been a very athletic play had he been able to come up with it. Just as important now, 3rd and long for the Tropics in what will be 4-down territory.
Stefan's back there with Amon. Rolls out to his right. He's got his receiver for a touchdown. Max Novak. And Topeka gets on the board here in the second half to cut it to a 1-score game.
Rolled out. Novak just kind of came across from the left side. Went towards that right corner. And Stefan was able to put that ball right to him. So that makes it 45-39. 3-point opportunity now for the Tropics.
The Tropics have kind of been filling out this new point after process. They tried to go for a 4-point try a couple times in the first half. Neither of them worked out. At one point they tried a 3-point try. That didn't work. And trying a 3-point try again here. Don't think they've tried a 2-pointer yet. Stefan fires one in. It's picked. Picked off. D-Trey Matthews. Conversion's no good. And it stays a 6-point game.
Think about the word precision. Precision is being exact and accurate. Isn't that what you want when it comes to electrical? Precision Electric in Salina brings exact and accurate quality to electrical jobs in central Kansas since 2003. Precision Electric's focus on quality and performance, combined with their experience and dedication, creates a winning set of finished products which saves their customers money. Precision Electrical Contractors is looking for licensed journeyman electricians as well as apprentice electricians. Apply online at pecsalina.com.
All right, here we go. Steve Z's Cars on the west side of Abilene. Yeah, Abilene Car Sales is the place that will save you lots of money.
Warmer weather is here at Abilene Car Sales. Lots of sunshine means it's time to spring into the fun. Abilene Car Sales is ready to help you find that perfect vehicle for summer fun. Add a reliable truck to pull that camper or boat. Perhaps upgrade your current ride to something a little more fuel-friendly. Stop by and save on Northwest 3rd or see our inventory, AbileneCarSales.com, and spring into fun.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
There's no better feeling than leaving the stadium with a win, unless you're leaving the car lot with a great deal. That's how it feels to buy a vehicle from SalinaUsedCars.com. Dozens of late model vehicles have been fully inspected and are backed by warranty. We accept cash or have financing for all credit levels. Whether you need a car, truck, SUV, crossover, or van, SalinaUsedCars.com has them all. Get the winning feeling of a great deal at one of our 2 locations or shop 24/7 at SalinaUsedCars.com.
The CIF champions play here. Liberty Football with Eagle Communications.
D-Trade jumped in. He kind of had an idea of what route was going to be run. So it was a good play on his part. Yeah, one of the questions I've got, now that you've increased these rules, how many more plays offensively are you going to have to put into the playbook? Because you've got so many more different options now. Yeah, I've got my normal short yardage, red zone type plays from the 2, now the 5, now the 10. But do you want a special group of plays for those, or do you want to go from your pre-existing playbook that you would normally use? Just a question.
A good question at that. I mean, at the end of the day, either way, the playbook has to be bigger, you'd feel.
Yeah, I would think so, because you see so many tendencies that are there, and you know what a lot of these coaches in this league have done, year after year based on some of the personnel. You've got to throw those fancy, those kind of, maybe do they become kind of gimmicky plays at times that you may throw in there. But it makes it fun. Tug of war going on right now, and both teams struggling a little bit. So some of the Liberty players, as they come out for the ensuing kickoff, get involved here.
Strength and conditioning.
That's right.
That's what
in the middle of the game.
Yep.
That is dedication.
Liberty lead Topeka 45-39 midway through the 3rd quarter here. Good crowd on hand inside the Tony's Pizza Event Center. This is the first of an 11-game season slate for the Liberty. 6 of those are home games, but the next home game after today won't be again until the month of April. So a little bit of a break from home games, a span of some road games, an off week as well. So be sure to put that in your plans for the month of April, because they're going to be here like 4 times for home games.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Next week's a big battle. You got to get through this one first, but next week is a big battle against we go up to Sioux City to take on the Bandits. Always a tough place to play at the Tyson Event Center. I must say, former home of one of the best pulled pork nachos I have ever had at any concession stand. So hats off to the people at the Tyson Event Center. It wasn't on the menu the last couple of years, so hopefully they'll be bringing that back.
Martinez boots it for Topeka. It's going to be brought back by Sip. Sip gets a running start and gets it to the 20. That's where the Liberty will take over.
Remember, Sip's the guy had one opportunity in the backfield. First carry, fumbled the ball. So I'm hoping we get an opportunity to get him back in there, get that confidence back up there. But when you've got a guy like Tracy Brooks in there right now, why mess with it? Again, you feed the beast, keep him going. He does a tremendous job. And really, I see Tracy Brooks from not last season, but the season before during his MVP campaign. the style of running that he has. But again, it all starts with the big hosses up front, and Kelvin McCoy and company have been doing a good job of creating space for Brooks to run through.
Fake to Brooks. Evans slings it deep, looking for Fast Ed, and cashes in with the touchdown.
Is that number 3? His third one or fourth?
It is number 3 of the game for Fast Ed Smith. That time, a 30-yard strike from Gerard Evans.
That ball was just right on the money, right where it needed to be. In fact, it was, give Ed some credit. He was going into that end zone. He had to stretch out. He kind of bobbled it a little bit before he was able to grasp it and then run into the wall. But that's the type of play that, if you can get that ball out in front of Ed 9 times out of 10, Ed's going to have the ability to run in underneath it. So a great job. 2-point conversion now upcoming for Salina.
Evans hands it off to Brooks. Brooks tunnels into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good, and it's a 14-point Liberty lead. Quick drive.
That was very quick. It's good to have those quick drives. Now let's look at the flip side. You want to make sure your defense has a chance to rest and come out fresh, but still being as early, they've only been out there for 1 possession so far this second half, so they should be good to go. But now, you know what? Let's get another stop and keep that defense doing what they need to do, then get the offense back out on that field and see what things go. Now we're going to see what Topeka's really made up of. That team they had in that first half, they went nose-to-nose with Salina. Now they've got their back against the wall a little bit. Will they continue to do what they've been doing? Will they press a little bit? Will that potentially create a mistake? Will the quarterback try to do too much, thinking he's got to get it all back on 1 possession?
The momentum firmly in favor of the Liberty. As it stands now, a 14-point lead for the home team. As Washington will kick it off for Salina. Topeka led by 12 in the second quarter. Seemingly had the pendulum swing their way at that point. And then Salina really started to turn on the back half of the second quarter and have carried that into this second half.
Dwayne Autry has kind of moved up a spot. Oh, no, that wasn't Dwayne. I apologize.
Kickoff goes to Amon. Amon thrown down. His forward progress stopped at the 23-yard line.
My old eyes didn't cooperate. It looked like they had Dwayne Autry moved up. In fact, I had him mistaken for, looks like, Tobias Little. But again, pinpoint who those threats are. Keep that ball away from those guys on your special teams. Special teams was something last year that was kind of at times questionable for Salina. They gave up some big plays at times. And so, it's got to be a point of emphasis. You've got to win all 3 phases. So far tonight, even minus a kicker, I think the special teams has really done a pretty good job.
Tropics started out with a handoff to Matthew. Matthew guided into the wall there for a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 for the Topeka Tropics. This is an offense that was really on fire to start this game. Went through a little bit of a lull. Came out here in the second half and put together a scoring drive, and we're trying to cut this Liberty lead back down on this drive. Stefan with the snap, quick throw out to the boundary. This is Martinez. Martinez snakes just outside the 20-yard line.
Martinez does a good job when he gets that ball in traffic, being able to make something out of the play. That time, really, he got the ball, looked like, just right in front of the actual line of scrimmage, but was able to kind of step his way up for, a 5-yard gain.
3rd and 5. Crowd's starting to get into it here. Stefan, all kinds of time. Had Martinez in and out of his hands, incomplete. Brings up a 4th and 5. A little bit of trash talk on the field going on.
Martinez and C.J. Jones for Salina. Jones was right up on top of him. Well, here you go. A lot of places, if you had a kicker, this could be possible field goal, opportunity. Play clock down to 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. They barely got it off. Or did they call a timeout?
I think they called a timeout. And if so, that's their second of the half. They had to burn one before the first play of the second half with a defensive misalignment. And yep, that is their second timeout. So the offense just wasn't ready there.
Yeah, those are first game mistakes. Try to get your personnel knowing situational football, and with a short window of practices that these teams really have when they come in. Those are things that you just don't have an opportunity to really work on.
Still 4th and 5. Both teams get a quick water break. Big play here for the Salina defense. If they can get a stop here, it'll get the ball back in the hands of the offense that's really played well. Stefan throws one over the middle, nobody there. Incomplete and a turnover on downs. Might have been a little bit of a miscommunication with the receiver.
I really think it was. I got nervous because you had Novak and Martinez both on that left side going in motion, and I was concerned that you have your two key threats kind of going in and we're going to put a lot of pressure on one side. They split off, and I'm not sure if they were supposed to have split or not, because that ball kind of went, I think it was Martinez, had he run kind of more towards a direct line towards the center of the end zone, I think that would have been where the target would have hit him.
There's a career for people on a mission. There's something for people who want more than a job, for those who have purpose, for those who want to meet challenges head on. A career for those who want to serve others and protect the innocent. For those who have high standards and want to be held accountable. This uniform, this badge, is earned. Visit khpjobs.org to learn more.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of two types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialists will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
It's spring cleaning time, and that means you should add one more little thing to your to-do list. Call Comfort Heating and Air for an HVAC clean and check. Our technicians will make sure your system is in tip-top shape, so when warm weather arrives, your AC will be ready. That means cleaning your coils, checking Freon levels, double-checking all electrical connections for safety, even changing your filters. With locations in Salina and Clay Center, we are the company that cares. Comfort Heating and Air.
You can rely on the company that cares. We're Comfort Heating and Air.
Warmer weather is just around the corner, and we can feel it at Salina Wholesale Liquor. Now's the time to get quotes and place orders for those graduation parties, weddings, or spring break shenanigans. We always have great deals on case orders, 15% off for Wine Wednesday and Craft Beer Thursday. Save big now at all three locations. In Salina at Sam's Club, off 9th Street behind Cadova, and on the corner of Iron and Ohio. We have better prices. We're close and quicker. Salina Wholesale Liquor.
This is Salina Liberty Football with Eagle Communications.
It's a lot easier to make adjustments when you have at least a half to go off of than nothing to go off of film-wise, like these two teams came into the season with. Evans drops back. He's got a man wide open over on the side. That's Brooks. Brooks takes it to the 5. Nice little gain there for the Liberty.
It was. The one thing I really want to point out on this, when you talk about what makes an elite athlete special, one of the things you always come back to is their balance. And that is one thing that I think Tracy Brooks just showed us right there. He got the ball wide open out on the flat. He was able to go down, got tripped up a little bit, but was able to keep enough balance to be able to get an additional few yards out of that play.
They give it right back to Brooks here, trying to power into the end zone, reached out the ball, but is down at the 1. Tracy Brooks, such a hard runner. I mean, it just seems like a freight train coming down the tracks.
He is, yeah, he is, and it's amazing when you watch what he does, and Tracy's one of those that puts a lot of his workouts on social media. You know, if you've had an opportunity to kind of follow what he's done, primarily in the off season, the work that he puts in, it's just unbelievable. This guy prepares 365 days a year.
Liberty trying to find the end zone again, and they do. Pay dirt. Gerard Evans, his second rushing score.
And that's twice I've fallen for it. It looked like this time he went for that inside handoff to Tracy. Tracy going out on the left. Next thing you know, Evans keeps the ball, comes across the end zone, scores on the right side.
It really is a nice rushing attack from the Liberty, because it's who do you want to tackle least? Tracy Brooks or Gerard Evans? Neither of them seem like a very fun person to try and bring down.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll make my comment after this next 2-point conversion play.
Evans gives it to Brooks. Nice cut from Brooks. Knifes into the end zone. 2-point is good, and it's a 20-point Liberty lead.
When I first saw Evans, my first thought of was a quarterback that we had a couple years ago in Andrew Jackson. Andrew was here at Salina, then went up, played a couple years for the Omaha Beef. You know, Andrew was a pocket passer. He would just stand there. Now the difference that I see is Evans, he does not show any fear when it comes to getting out of that pocket and running. And, you know, Andrew could just pick people apart. And it looks like Evans, when he's in that pocket, he's going to be able to look. He's done a good job so far of kind of going through his checkdowns. But then when needed, you say, hey, we need you to go carry this ball around the right side, around the left side. Doesn't look like there's any hesitation whatsoever.
Evans led Virginia Tech in 2016 to the Belk Bowl. Set some school records at the time as well with the Hokies. And so far, he's led the Liberty to a 22-point lead here late in the third. First game of the season for each of these squads. Keep in mind, Brian, Topeka's still looking for that first win in franchise history, but they've got a lot of ground to make up here.
They do. But, you know, we'll see. As long as there's still a little bit of a fight left in the dog, that's all you could ever ask for. Belk Bowl. Now, is that the one that's played in Charlotte at the Bank of America Stadium?
See, I don't even know if it's still known as the Belk Bowl. Okay. I think they changed it, but
For some reason, I was thinking that game was in Charlotte. Now, you say those things, and my mind just always bunny trails off to something else.
Part of me wants to say it's known as the Duke's Mayo Bowl now.
Okay, ooh.
As the Tropics field the kickoff, immediately thrown back down is Jameer McNair.
Now, what's the best part about the Duke's Mayo Bowl?
Well,
we'll see if we're on the same page here.
The coach gets flooded by Mayo, the winning coach, at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's right. A quote, Gatorade bath of mayonnaise. Can't say that that's something that I ever would want to try, but...
well, the post-game shower's just got to be terrible.
It would be fun. Oh, yeah. That'd be fun to watch, though.
Looks like Van Boxel back in at quarterback, so going back to the other quarterback, Lorenz Stefan, stays in the team area. Quick pass out to Martinez, and not a whole lot doing there for the Tropics.
Go back to the first half, first quarter. That exact play would net you 8, 9, 10 yards. So again, adjustments. kind of pressing up a little bit by those defensive backs to kind of take some of that. Again, look at that tendency. They're going to take that away. Now you got Martinez out here far on the left side.
2nd and 9. And Boxell gives it to Matthew. Matthew slips forward up to the 24. Sets up a 3rd and about 4. Definitely more of a struggle for yards here in the second half for Topeka. To your point, Brian, this Salina defense is really buckled down.
Yeah, I think they just kind of were trying to fill things out in that first half, try to get used to truly playing against somebody else where they don't know exactly what's going to be coming at them.
And Boxell finds his man. It's caught by Max Novak. And a 1st down for Topeka.
When pests have become too much, it's time to call Hassman Termite and Pest Control. With staff having over 150 years of combined experience, we offer all services for structural pests: termites, ants, roaches, spiders, crickets, mice, and bed bugs. In our 60th year of our family serving yours, give us a call or visit us on the web at hassmantermite.com or see us on Facebook.
The Tony's Pizza Event Center is open for business and ready to welcome you. Whether you have a group of 12 or 1,200, our staff can help you plan the perfect event. With 8 meeting rooms and over 18,000 square feet, the Great Plains Manufacturing Convention Hall has plenty of room for your conference, trade show, wedding, or banquet, while our in-house food and beverage team can craft a menu to suit any event. Schedule your personalized tour today by calling Tony's Pizza Event Center or visit Tony'sPizzaEventCenter.com.
The CIF champions play here. Liberty Football with Eagle Communications.
This is the first of 2 matchups between these teams this season, playing in Salina tonight. Later in the season, the Liberty will go out to Topeka and take on the Tropics. They played twice last year. The Liberty won both of those matchups by a hefty margin, 21 or more. They won by in both games against the Tropics last year. And they lead by 22 as we start the 4th. Van Boxell in the gun, 1st and 10. He's going to do it with his legs. Heads toward the wall, gets crunched up against the wall. And it'll be a 2nd and short.
And you know you're going to get hit either way by a defensive player or the wall. These walls here at the Topeka don't have as much give as some of the other arenas that you would play in. What you can't see, what some of these players don't see, are the large concrete blocks that are bracing these walls back behind. So you may see a little bit of shake to them, but the movement, especially down low, it's not there.
Van Boxell on 2nd and short, tosses it to Matthew. Had to stop to catch it, but barrels down the field just outside the 5 to make 1st and goal.
Yeah, and again, I'm going to go back to this. Much like with Tracy Brooks, he's been, the guy that you need to keep the ball fed to. I thought Javante Matthew, as far as the running game for Topeka goes, is a guy that was making some productive plays in that first half, with the exception of your 2 primary receivers with Novak and Martinez.
1st and goal. Looks like Van Boxell's going to go under center here. Tried to toss it to Matthew. The ball's out, and it's recovered by Salina. On the return for the Liberty, it's Adrian Johnson. The big man's going to try to go all the way.
Just short.
Just short. What a return from Adrian Johnson. Scooped up the football as it came out of the hands of Javante Matthew, and we do have a flag down back at the 18-yard line in Topeka territory. So in the area of where Johnson was just making his last few strides toward the end zones when that flag came out.
Yeah, and I couldn't see what the signal was that the official was kind of making that it was there. Was it a potential block in the back is the first thing that comes to my mind. We'll get the call from the White Hat. So a personal foul, so we really don't know what, at least I didn't see what it was. The penalty was called on Travis Taylor. So 15 yards from the spot. So that moves it back to the, just inside the 17-yard line of Salina.
So it was well after the fumble recovery, so it is still Liberty football. But instead of being right down at the 1-yard line, they're now at their own 17.
So half empty, half full. The half full thing is right now, you can take more time off the clock potentially.
Evans back in the gun. Pump fake, looking deep. He's got his man, Anthony Love.
Unless you score on one play.
Touchdown, Liberty. What a throw from Gerard Evans. Love catches it in stride and sends it out into the stands for a souvenir.
That was a great play. Now, I was shocked. I would have anticipated maybe run the ball, take some time off that clock, but I'm a big fan of you get that ball in a turnover, 3, 4, 5 times a game. I want to see you go deep. I want to see you put it all out there. And that time, Evans laid that ball perfectly in there for the touchdown.
That's Love's second touchdown catch. Evans gives it to Brooks, and he's in. Brother, that's DeAndre Sipp for the 2-point conversion. And the Liberty, all of a sudden, have stretched the lead out to a 30-point advantage.
Yeah, this is more of what we expected. Now, I guess the question that I'm going to have right now, you've got a good idea of what Evans can do. At what point you also are showing on your roster another new quarterback in Javonte Johnson. Do you potentially bring him in, get him some reps in there, one, to get him game action, but more importantly, you always want to make sure you keep your potential leaders out of harm's way.
That's a good point, and keep in mind that this is a Salina franchise that went through several quarterbacks last year, eventually settled on Jevon Kilgo. This year, nobody that threw a pass last year for the Liberty returned to this year's roster. So Coach O'Neill was trying to sort out who his guy was coming into today, settled on Gerard Evans. And like you said, Javonte Johnson also on the roster, new to the Liberty.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, this guy, Javonte Johnson, was the MVP of another indoor league out west last season. So, I mean, he has a resume as well. Might not hurt to see what he has just to see. Looks like he is getting some tosses in.
Yeah, you got somebody warming up. It's so tough for me to tell with those jerseys.
Salina leads 69-39. And Demarius Washington set to kick it back off. But definitely a time, especially being up by 30, maybe to mix in some guys just to see what the depth chart looks like, what kind of depth you have. As we all know, the CIF season requires a team to have depth for success. Amon brings it up past the 20, and the Tropics will start the long climb back toward their hopeful comeback. The Liberty trying to close this one out here at home.
Yeah, that was a great coverage that time, in my opinion. DeAndre Sipp was able to come down. That was a line drive ball. The back was able to get it on a run. His momentum was already going forward, but Sipp was able to get down there and get in to make that stop. So, good job.
Van Boxel is the quarterback for Topeka. He's Swapped in and out with Lorenz Stefan today. Hands it off to Matthew. Javante Matthew stonewalled after a couple yards. The Salina team got to unveil the championship banner from last year's Champions Bowl win today before the game. Of course, they brought back a lot of players from last year's championship team, and then even some players that either retired or moved on also came back for the banner unveiling before today's game. Van Boxel on second down gets it back to Matthew. Knocked out at the 20. Third and 4 for the Topeka Tropics.
For some reason, I don't think the roster that we were given is matching up. I had number 44 as an inactive, but now I see a number 44 out there on the field. So not sure what's going on. He will be referred to as the dreaded player to be named later.
On third down, Van Boxel's got room in front of him. He'll scamper toward the wall, gets pounded. Didn't like the hit from the defensive back, D-Trey Matthews. But regardless, Van Boxel did pick up the first down for Topeka.
Van Boxel kind of questioning that call, going, Coach, why are you putting me in that situation? Again, the dual quarterback setup for Topeka. It'll be interesting to see what they have, in a few weeks when we go down to Topeka to play, if they've settled on one or will still stick with the dual process.
Looking to throw. He's got a man wide open. It's Matthew. Now the swarm of Liberty defenders come over, but not until Matthew gets to the 6-yard line. Second and short for the Tropics. Clock is winding. It's a 30-point lead for the Liberty. Salina's really taken over here in the second half. They went into the halftime locker room up by 6, and since then the lead has swelled up to 30. And to one of your earlier points, Brian, seemed like the Liberty were more of a second half team last year and have kind of continued that theme for the first game of this year. Play action on the throw run, and it's incomplete. Out of play.
Good coverage in the backfield there by Salina. Really took any option away. Only option was to throw it towards the water cooler, which did not make the reception either.
Third and short from the 7. Coach O'Neill getting the crowd going.
Knowing this is 4-down territory, do you go ahead and potentially run the ball right
now? Good question. We've seen Van Boxel get it done on the ground. He's looking to throw, though, had some pressure, and it's an incomplete pass along the wall. Looking for Matthew once again. It's 4th down.
I would have liked to have seen, he was in the shotgun. Matthew was kind of coming across. Get that and do that quick little Patrick Mahomes kind of like toss pass. He would have had momentum going around on that right side. Because you're only looking, you're looking at 2 yards. This is what you need. Where he would have had it, would have been about 5 yards he would have needed to have gained.
Fourth down for the Tropics. Rolling out and incomplete, out of play. No chance for his receiver, Amon, and it's a turnover on downs. The Liberty regain possession.
For over 30 years, Ryan Roofing has been the area's leader in commercial roofing installation. Over 10 million square feet of Durolast roofing. Now, Ryan Roofing is expanding their expertise to the residential properties to better serve you and your home. Shingles, windows, siding, and gutters. Call Ryan Roofing in Salina today for a free roof assessment and get the expert advice you need. Ryan Roofing, serving commercial businesses in the area for over 30 years and now working for you on your residential property.
Spring cleaning time! A wonderful time of the year. Winter is over and hope springs eternal. You have the windows open. The birds are singing and you can't help but notice that smell. That awful smell. What is that? That is your septic system backing up into your home, making spring flowers smell, well, like a friendly reminder from Salina Septic Service. If you haven't had your septic system pumped out and cleaned in the last 3 years, you are asking for trouble. Salina Septic Service. You better call today.
When you hire street plumbing, heating, and electric in Salina and Lincoln, you'll be making a great decision. Providing full-service plumbing and HVAC, they have the knowledge and skills to get the job done right the first time. They work with you throughout the project to ensure you get the personalized service you deserve from licensed and insured technicians. Excellent customer service in Central Kansas since 1985. The experienced team will clean the premises once the job is done. Street Plumbing, Heating, and Electric. Know them better at streetphe.com.
Are you looking for a positive environment with updated facilities to get started on your wellness journey? Then the Salina Family YMCA is the place for you. The Y offers member benefits and rewards that make it a fun and exciting place to reach your health and wellness goals. Sign up today for our Get Started program, and upon membership activation, enjoy 2 complimentary 30-minute sessions with any of our qualified wellness coaches. Come be a part of a strong and welcoming community and see what we stand for here at the Salina Family YMCA.
The CIF champions play here. Liberty Football with Eagle Communications.
So Johnson's in the gun. One would think Gerard Evanson's day is over. Solid day for him. We'll see what Johnson can do. Looking deep down the field. Nice looking throw, but can't connect with his receiver, Demarius Washington. Man, did he fling that thing, though. Take that back. That was Dontre Matthews. D-Trey Matthews down the field.
Okay. Definitely are mixing things up a little bit.
Second down. Johnson hands it off. This is Sip. And Sip's got it up to the 15.
I don't feel bad. Even the PA announcer, that's one of the owners who's right down on the field, can't read these numbers. So it's not just me and my poor eyesight at my old age.
3rd and short for the Liberty. Tropics showing a
Free
blitz.
play.
It is a free play. Johnson looking for his receiver over the middle.
2 flags, yep.
A lot of laundry on the field. The intended receiver was Washington.
Yeah, I think you're going to have a pass interference. Was the second flag. Not really sure what the first flag was. Unless it was a potential illegal defense.
I think he caught a defensive. Yep, you were right, Brian.
Yeah, so you had an illegal defense. That was the first flag that was in play. That's where we saw immediately and were able to recognize, okay, this is going to be a free play. Now you take your opportunity, you go down, and then you get a pass interference. So decline the illegal defense, take the pass interference. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty, which puts the ball just at the 20-yard line.
First and 10, Javonte Johnson fires one. He's got Anthony Love. Spins his way out of a couple tackles before he goes down.
See what kind of mark they give. Do they give the forward progress? It doesn't look like it. It looks like they're going to bring that ball back after A-Love kind of made that spin move thinking he was going to kind of break free. We've got an injured player for Topeka.
It's Ronnie Hardison, one of the defensive backs.
He will have to leave the field because the officials did stop the clock. And so with that, who takes his place. Looks like Ryan Martinez. Again, what does he not do?
Martinez, the leading receiver tonight for the Tropics, as well as the kickoff man, and now defensive back. A pitch play. This is to Sip. Sip along the walls, trips down right near where the first down marker is. And I think they're going to move the chains.
And you look at what Martinez is doing. You got Detre Matthews out at wide receiver spot. Some of these indoor leagues have thought about going back to that Ironman football, to where you've got players that have to go both ways. You may only have 2 players designated that could be true offensive or a true defensive player. So, you know, Martinez is showing just what an Ironman is all about.
Of course, the Arena League used that concept in the mid-2000s. Pass is complete to Sip. Sip mazes his way to about the 2-yard line.
Sip saw he wanted to make some moves down there, but realized the real estate that he had to work with just wasn't there. Topeka was kind of coming in on one side. He had the wall on the other side, so he was pretty much in just a no-man territory.
Salina up by 30. Trying to get up over the 70 mark on the scoreboard. Johnson, play action. Fires that toward the end zone. Pass broken up by Ryan Martinez. He was looking for Detre Matthews, was Johnson, but it's incomplete and will be 3rd and goal.
What a big, I mean, just as when you got a guy like Detre that can come out there and is running some good routes, you know, another 6'3" body. So you look at potentially, you could have receivers go across the back of that end zone, 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". It's going to be rare that you're going to have defensive backs that are going to be able to individually match up with that height.
Johnson, pressure in his face, has got it to Sip. Sip's in the end zone. Touchdown, Liberty. And they've crossed the 70-point threshold.
Yeah, was that designed? I don't know. But what happened was, it's almost as if the offensive line said, you know what, we're going to let you come in. You're going to be able to penetrate to put the pressure on, and the situation is going to be this. You're going to overload. We're going to have that receiver, that running back come out. We're going to be able to just dump it to him, and you're going to have no one in that area. Great job.
Liberty will try a 2-point conversion. Pretty good night at the office for the offense, that's for sure.
I tell you what, it's not been bad, especially the way kind of things started out, you know, going back and forth. Teams were definitely trading punches.
2 points, no good. Johnson was looking for Washington. Washington thought he got bumped. But it's a 75-39 lead for Salina. Just over 3 minutes left in this one.
Think about the word precision. Precision is being exact and accurate. Isn't that what you want when it comes to electrical? Precision Electric in Salina brings exact and accurate quality to electrical jobs in central Kansas since 2003. Precision Electric's focus on quality and performance, combined with their experience and dedication, creates a winning set of finished products which saves their customers money. Precision Electrical Contractors is looking for licensed journeyman electricians as well as apprentice electricians. Apply online at pecsalina.com.
All right, here we go. Steve Z's Cars on the west side of Abilene. Yeah, Abilene Car Sales is the place that will save you lots of money.
Warmer weather is here at Abilene Car Sales. Lots of sunshine means it's time to spring into the fun. Abilene Car Sales is ready to help you find that perfect vehicle for summer fun. Add a reliable truck to pull that camper or boat. Perhaps upgrade your current ride to something a little more fuel-friendly. Stop by and save on Northwest 3rd or see our inventory, AbileneCarsales.com, and spring into fun.
Salina Regional's Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is your home field advantage. Our physicians include sports medicine physician Dr. Matthew Pyle, along with orthopedic surgeons Drs. Travis Rump and Todd Riley, plus an A-team of certified athletic trainers and physical therapists. We're ready when you need us to help prevent injuries, enhance performance, or to heal through surgery and rehabilitation. For area athletes to weekend warriors, the home field advantage starts at Salina Regional Orthopedic and Sports Medicine.
There's no better feeling than leaving the stadium with a win, unless you're leaving the car lot with a great deal. That's how it feels to buy a vehicle from SalinaUsedCars.com. Dozens of late model vehicles have been fully inspected and are backed by warranty. We accept cash or have financing for all credit levels. Whether you need a car, truck, SUV, crossover, or van, SalinaUsedCars.com has them all. Get the winning feeling of a great deal at one of our 2 locations or shop 24/7 at SalinaUsedCars.com.
The CIF champions play here. Liberty Football with Eagle Communications.
D-Wash will kick it off for Salina. Dominant second half for the Liberty. Here in the first week of league play in Champions Indoor Football. Good kick, fielded by Amon at the 4. He's got some room to roam and is thrown down at the 19.
Just got a sneak peek. The last report we have, it's just into the third quarter. Sioux City is up ahead of Rapid City 42-24. So kind of gives us a pretty good perspective. Sioux City, you're going to have your hands full when you go up there. So I think the momentum that Salina has brought in now, they seem like they're going to be a comfortable squad.
Looks like it'll be Lorenz Stefan back in at quarterback for Topeka. The Tropics trail by 36. Stefan takes a snap. He's got him on, and he's popped. D-Trey clocks him at the 24.
Defense steps up. And that's the D-Trey that we're used to seeing. He's going to put a hard hit on anybody. He's able to kind of read that backfield to see kind of where things are leaning. You know, Coach O'Neill has always relied on D-Trey as kind of that extra coach out on the field. And I think whenever D-Trey goes and is ready to hang it up, he should have a spot as a coach in an indoor game.
Second down. Pass is complete to the 10-yard line. Jameer McNair.
Best part thing, this clock's, it'll only stop 30 seconds for the 1-minute timeout. Other than that, we should be rolling. Now, get a good recap and the perspective from Coach O'Neill on Monday night for the Coach O'Neill Show.
Yep. Be sure to check out the Coach Ron O'Neill Show, presented by The Alley. It's going to start this Monday at AJ's in The Alley here in Salina. Join us in person for family fun and everything Liberty. Show's going to start at 6 p.m. on Monday and can also be seen on Salina Post and heard on KINA. That's on Monday, the Coach Ron O'Neill Show. Ryan Martinez finds his way back to the end zone for the Tropics. His third score of the day.
Tell you what, that was great effort on Martinez's part. He looked like he was going to be brought down, but was able to kind of spin and just kind of keep his momentum going in order to get into the end zone. So now, after the score, Topeka really didn't indicate, okay, they're going to go for the 3. Almost to the point, why don't you just go for the 4 all the time?
Might as well. Gives you a lot of room to work with, too. 3-point try from the 5-yard line. Stefan. Nobody home. Looking for Novak. Incomplete. Conversion's no good. Stays a 30-point Liberty lead.
It's spring cleaning time, and that means you should add one more little thing to your to-do list. Call Comfort Heating and Air for an HVAC clean and check. Our technicians will make sure your system is in tip-top shape, so when warm weather arrives, your AC will be ready. That means cleaning your coils, checking Freon levels, double-checking all electrical connections for safety, even changing your filters. With locations in Salina and Clay Center, we are the company that cares. Comfort Heating and Air.
You can rely on the company that cares. We're Comfort Heating and Air.
Warmer weather is just around the corner, and we can feel it at Salina Wholesale Liquor. Now's the time to get quotes and place orders for those graduation parties, weddings, or spring break shenanigans. We always have great deals on case orders, 15% off for Wine Wednesday and Craft Beer Thursday. Save big now at all 3 locations. In Salina at Sam's Club, off 9th Street behind Cadova, and on the corner of Iron and Ohio. We have better prices. We're close and quicker. Salina Wholesale Liquor.
There's a career for people on a mission. There's something for people who want more than a job, for those who have purpose, for those who want to meet challenges head on. A career for those who want to serve others and protect the innocent. For those who have high standards and want to be held accountable. This uniform, this badge, is earned. Visit khpjobs.org to learn more.
When does normal acute pain become abnormal chronic pain? Chronic pain can be one of 2 types, nociceptive and neuropathic. Each type differs based on what causes it, what it feels like, and what treatments may relieve it. Neuropathic pain can often be managed by a therapy called neurostimulation or spinal cord stimulation. If you suffer from chronic pain, ask your primary care physician for a referral to the Salina Pain Clinic. Our pain specialist will discuss the right options to manage your pain. Online at salinapainclinic.org.
The CIF champions play here. Liberty Football with Eagle Communications.
I wonder going into, as the season progresses, what will the percentages be from the 5-yard line versus the 10-yard line? Will it be dramatically different enough to say, yeah, going from the 5 is the better option? To me, if I've got that chance to get that extra point, that's going to come into play, because anytime you're going to go for the 3 or the 4, in a way, you're probably going to be chasing points anyway.
Yep. It's a good point. It'll be interesting to see the contrast in the conversion rates between the 2. Those were both added this season in Champions Indoor Football. You can kick an extra point from the 2-yard line for 1 point. You can try an offensive play from the 2-yard line for 2 points. And now they've added the try from the 5-yard line for 3 points and a try from the 10-yard line for 4 points.
Yeah. And one of the things that was always kind of controversial that you'd get different interpretations on in years past was on the point after, if you were to go for 2, did you have to designate? Could you do a, quote, fake kick and go? Actually, you can. A lot of people said, no, you can't, only if it's a muffed play, can you try to do it? But, you can go ahead and go for 2, either from under center or from, a potential kick possibility. So you could try to line up as if you're going for the 1, actually do a fake and get the 2 points. If you go for the 3 or the 4, you do have to immediately designate, and that becomes your only option. Talk about a swing. We've almost seen it a couple times. Say you go for the 4 points on an interception, take it back. Now you've just given 4 points to the opposition.
Kickoff from Martinez,
and that will give the ball to Salina at the 25-yard line.
Yep, right at midfield as it goes out of bounds into the hands of a fan. So Salina will have it 1st and 10 at the 25. At the 1 minute mark left in this ball game.
Yeah, and here's the thing. With Salina up by the margin that they are, they don't have to, the clock will continue to run. They don't have to get positive yards in order to keep the clock running. The difference is enough. So, Salina can just basically take a knee and the game will be over.
It is Javante Johnson back in at quarterback. He'll likely do the kneel down honors. A nice start to the season for the Salina Liberty. That it was a little dicey there in the first half. This Topeka Tropics team looks much improved from last year's squad. Came out like a house of fire. But Salina, just that experience, those halftime adjustments really added up and allowed them to stretch out this lead and bring home their first win of 2023.
Yep. Coach Martinez is down, or excuse me, Coach O'Neill's kind of giving the thing, going, hey guys, you got one more play. He's pointing to the play clock. He goes, okay, that's the one you're watching. And wait until it, pretty much gets down to about 0. They'll probably snap it with about 2 seconds. Wow, did it a little bit earlier, but the math worked out, and that's the ball game.
Yep, the first step to defending the crown is complete for the Salina Liberty. They kick off the 2023 season with a 75-45 victory here in the Tony's Pizza Event Center against the adversary, Topeka Tropics. Next week, the Liberty on the road at Sioux City to take on the Bandits. Topeka at home to take on the Arlington Longhorns in an exhibition. A highly competitive first half, Brian, but the Liberty just too much in the second half. The Tropics led by double digits at one point in the second quarter, 27-15, and then the Liberty go on to outscore them 60-18 the rest of the way. So a nice statement win from the defending champs here at home. Any final thoughts, Brian?
I tell you what, I think Coach O'Neill will be happy with it. The disappointing part, you say you always want to come away from a game healthy. That ended before the game even started with the injury to Michael Pursley during warm-ups. But it looked, honestly, from our perspective, it looked like everybody else came away unscathed. So from that standpoint, health, you're going to Sioux City good. We'll see what potential transactions are made this week. Are there some kickers out there? There are. Who will they go get? If any, we'll see. Big thing is, get ready, because next week, that's championship-style football, and it's only week 2.
That's right. Big game next week for the Liberty. Don't forget about the Coach Ron O'Neill Show, presented by The Alley. It's going to start this upcoming Monday at AJ's in the Alley in Salina. Join us in person for family fun and everything Salina Liberty. Show's going to start at 6. Can also be seen on Salina Post and heard on KINA. And I'm sure Coach O'Neill will have a lot of good things to say, especially about the offensive performance here today. But as for us, that's going to do it. Appreciate you joining us here, as it was a lot of fun to bring the first game of the 2023 Salina Liberty season to you. For the whole crew, for Brian Berner, I'm Sam Henderson, and you just saw this production of the Salina Liberty Football Network.